My name is Jason.
My name is Tom.
And this is a comic strip AP of Monster of the Week, featuring the story of Robert Larousse. And when we last saw Robert, he and his new adventuring companion, I guess, so to speak, the, in quotes, Cynthia, were listening on the other side of a door inside the Lombardi school, and you heard some noises that were unusual, to say the least. The scratching of something on the ground and the bleating of a goat. Robert, what do you do?
I didn't get a nickname like the Phantom for bravely standing up to dangerous situations, but I'm still reasonably confident in my ability to bolt and run if the need arises. That is how I got the nickname the Phantom. And so I'm going to go ahead with my original plan. I'm going to try to open that door nice and quiet and see what's inside.
I think the door is locked, for sure. You can't just open it. Seems like a simple enough lock, though. Do you have tools for that sort of thing?
That is the sort of thing I tend to carry around, yeah. So,
I'll tell you what, give me just an act under pressure. I think the situation is such that Cynthia strongly disagrees with you doing this, and she will fret about it while you do it, right? Which is one point of friction, right, and tension. And then you have just your own, as you've said, like you have some kind of nerves going on, right, because of this strange sound on the other side. So just do an act under pressure. Let's just kind of see how this goes.
Oh dear. That's 4.
Ah. So this might be a good time to mention that Robert has a luck stat. Since this is a character that we are probably not going to get to see a full character arc of, like this is not a character we're going to see inside of 10 full 3-hour sessions, right? So normally you have 7 luck marks. And I think just for the purposes of this comic strip AP, we'll just knock it down to like 4, I say.
Sure.
So you have the option of spending a luck in order to bump that result up to a 12 plus, or you can take the failure and mark an XP.
I think I'd better spend the luck. I don't want to be blowing it on this stage of gaining access to where I want to be. Although I should also point out that the crooked special means that whenever I spend a luck point, someone from my past will reappear in my life soon. So,
okay. Very good, very good. You are fiddling with the door, and they have it locked pretty well. They've got there's a lock on the knob, and there's also like a deadbolt, it seems like, and it's going to take you a little bit to get into it. And you no longer hear the noises on the other side of the door. Like that kind of stopped at a certain point, but you're doing your best to kind of jimmy the door open and get inside quietly. The whole time, Cynthia is just saying like, "We shouldn't be doing this. Come on, Pierre. This is we can't. Pierre, seriously, come on. Let's just go. Let's just go."
Cynthia, please. The more time you spend fretting audibly behind me, the longer this will take. Honestly.
And you notice at a certain point that she goes silent. Like she's no longer over your shoulder, giving you a hard time about this and freaking out about it. And maybe it took you a second to even notice it, like maybe you were like, oh, good, like a moment of silence where I can work undisturbed, and you didn't really give it much thought. But then you realize, oh, she's actually been pretty quiet for about a minute now. What do you do?
Yes, this is traditionally the sign that something has gone wrong. So I'll look over my shoulder and find out.
You see your good pal Anastasia behind you. She is holding a gun to Cynthia's, up to Cynthia's cheek. And Cynthia is just standing there, white-faced and terrified, right? And Anastasia smiles.
I smile back.
And she says, "Oh, sorry, Roberto. I wasn't trying to give you a startle. I just wanted to make sure that our little friend here didn't cry out or anything when I walked up behind her. So, what's going on? Did you decide to take the job after all?
It's nice to see that the two of you are getting acquainted, Anastasia. I still don't know if I've taken the job exactly. This is kind of preliminary investigations.
Oh, is it the sort of preliminary investigation where you recover the reliquary and then preliminarily go sell it on the black market and then preliminarily forget to tell me about it? Is that kind of preliminary investigation?
Anastasia, if I already had the reliquary, why would I be breaking into a school for exceptionally talented girls?
And you can tell that Anastasia is unconvinced. But at the same time, there's the open question of like, how did she know to come here, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's there are a lot of unanswered questions. But kind of just in that moment, you manage to find the little tumbler that causes the lock up top to kind of click and allows you to kind of turn it and get inside the door right at that second.
I sort of open it while still looking back at my two conversational partners here. And, just bear with me one moment, and I'll sort of sidle out of the conversation into the door.
Do you just leave them out there?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So, do you have a flashlight or anything like that? It's dark in this room.
Is it pitch black or just dark?
Yeah, it's just dark.
Okay, I don't like to turn on flashlights when I'm breaking into places.
Yeah, you got a little bit of like sort of outside street lamp and moonlight maybe pouring in through a gap in the curtains, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just wait for my eyes to adjust.
Well, while you're standing there waiting on your eyes to adjust, the room, as I said, is very dark. Things start to come into focus. It appears you're in maybe an office of some sort. You see a couch. You see a desk, a shelf with books. What do you do?
I pace very softly into the center of the room. Just try to get a read on the way you can tell from how an office is set up, like what someone's routine is. Here's where they sit to work. Here's the kind of, I don't know, the coffee break area. It depends on what kind of office you're in, I guess. But it's sort of try and imagine the routine of whatever activity goes on here, and thus where things are likely to be kept that are important.
Give me an investigate a mystery roll. That's with sharp.
Okay, +2. 7.
You get to ask one from that list.
Okay. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? Oh, yeah. This one's a no-brainer, I think. What is being concealed here?
On the west wall, there is a pair of drapes, like thick, heavy drapes. But that wall does not face to the outside of the building.
Uh-huh.
It faces to the inside of the building. That's suspicious. What do you do?
Trying to decide if I should do it the sneaky way or the dramatic way. I think I'll go for the dramatic way. I head over to the curtain. I find kind of one of those sort of orangey gold knotted ropes that one uses to unveil something. I pull it right down and see what happens when the curtains open.
They slide open, and you see a doorway set in the wall. A doorway that is actually, in fact, just the entrance to a set of stairs that go down. And the ambient light in the room is not enough to where you can see what's at the bottom of the steps. That is pitch black. Hi, this is Jason from the Gauntlet Gaming Community. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, please consider supporting the Gauntlet on Patreon. Our page can be found at patreon.com/gauntlet.